Hi everyone and welcome to another episode of Ask Jim, and a really chilly Wednesday night. We're just saying commenting on how cold it is.
So a bit of coat on.
Yeah, I've got to be in the t-shirt to be on brand with the shirt, but I've got to jump it down there because it's been very cold. So just some housekeeping, guys. 3 books available tonight. The 2 of Jim's autobiography and also the 1 of the more recent biography done on Jim as well. So they're available. So if you leave a comment or question in there for Jim, in the Dreams Group feed preferably, we'll try and get to it and Ben will scan the pages. New podcast was released yesterday as an update. To hear from people want to hear from Jim during this time. So
a lot of stuff about new programs coming out and so forth. So that was pretty exciting.
Correct, yeah, exactly right. It touched a bit on the corona stuff, but it was more positive in regards to the technology, and that's what's happening with that. So Jim provided an update. If you haven't heard it, go to the Facebook page or YouTube for that one as well. Just an update on Monopoly. It will be available end of May. We are following up again just to see what the status is. It was end of April, but unfortunately due to COVID, it's going to be end of May.
You know the real problem is the Monopoly company has a monopoly on Monopoly.
That's true.
They're the only ones that can do it.
That's true. That's the only company that could do this one, and it would have been so.
If there was no monopoly, we'd get our monopoly a lot quicker.
How many monopolies can you say in a row without getting your tongue tied up on that one? I reckon it's going to be good though. It's written by Jim as well. So if anyone's watching, the Jim's Monopoly is written by Jim.
You see, they wouldn't let me change the corner spaces.
Yes,
I wanted the people to be breached, but they have to go to jail, unfortunately. So
that's true.
Don't blame me for that.
That's true. So we got a few, and just so guys, if you can share, like, or comment the feed. We had a lot of people watching last week, which is great. It does help us out. It's a good way to help the brand out as well. So I've got a few people here commenting now, which is great. So let's get to a few of them right now. Here we go. So someone from Warriewood's watching. So thanks to Steve for leaving a comment. Kelly's gone here. What's the next franchise you are going to open? ?
I'd love to do Jim's Legal, actually. We've been discussing that just lately. And my wife is looking at...
Jim's Legal?
Jim's Legal, yeah.
Right.
I reckon Jim's Legal would be a good one. I reckon you'd have a lot of interest for franchisees all over the country for a start. Mm-hmm. And I think we could do a good job with Jim's Legal. Work out a way of giving really cost-effective legal help. You know, doing a lot of things like... somebody wants something simple done, you just punch a couple of things into a database and just spit out a letter. Mm-hmm. Instead of spending, $1,000 to get something done, you get done for a couple of $100. I reckon there's a real good potential in low cost, effective legal work.
Well, you have a lot of legal companies now employing law graduates, or software companies employing law graduates just to advise them in the tech stuff. So the tech stuff's going to happen.
A lot of what people want done, things like debt collections and stuff can be really, really simple. So if you have a system whereby it's really easy to put it in, bung it in there, and all the time looking at trying to satisfy the customer using a very rigorous rating system, and a Jim's lawyer who does a bad job is going to get picked up on. Yeah, I spent a fortune and got nowhere. I got bad advice. The lawyers normally win, but in our system they're going to lose bad and not going to get jobs if they give poor service.
So there we go, Kelly. So thanks for leaving that question or comment. Kelly's gone here. How's Jim's barbecue cleaning going? That's a part of the cleaning division now, the barbecue cleaning service.
Yeah, I don't think they're doing anything much at the moment.
Yeah, but as a service, cleaning group can do the barbecue cleaning, so that's the answer for that one.
It was a good business actually. I mean, what they did is great. They don't only clean the barbecue, but they also fix problems with it and so forth. So it was good, but it's never really taken off.
So we're up to around 100 people now, which is great watching. So thanks, guys. Make sure you leave a comment or question for Jim. Books on offer. We'll get to as much as we can. Simon Lenko, what is the most bizarre brand proposal you've been presented with? It's a good question. The most bizarre one.
I don't know. People come up with all kinds of things. Mostly people want me to go into things that are not service industries.
So retail-based ones, right? Like a burger restaurant or something like that?
Yeah, I don't know if you call it bizarre, but it would be bizarre for us. That people have the sense that Jim's going to do anything, but in reality, we're very narrowly focused. So I can't really answer that one too.
Some bizarre ones, yeah.
Most people come up with mostly sensible ideas. We'd love to do them, but... people think that it's just the ideas all you need, but actually, in fact, what you need is the person to run it. And then when you look at divisions of work, it's really not because of the idea as such. It's because of the leadership.
Correct. The person at the top matters the most. Doesn't really matter what the services does it.
Yeah,
that's what we found.
Within limits. Certainly, some divisions are going to be more practical. You can get more cleaners or mowers than you could for, say, bathroom servicing. But bathroom servicing is a great business. It really is. Makes a fortune.
There we go. So Jim's Matthew Dorm's gone. Hello from Marie, South Australia. So g'day there. Nate Hampton's gone. Jim sounds like a branch of the Hells Angels. I don't know in what way. Maybe you need to expand on that one, Nate.
Jim's Angel.
Branch of the Hells Angels, which is a bikie gang, Jim. I don't know if you're familiar with them.
I do know about bikie gangs.
Right.
Thank you very much.
I didn't know. I just had to put it out there. I don't know. You did. So put a bit more context that one, then Luke O'Neill goes.
That's a good one about the Jim's Angels. You know, you could drive around in green mower jackets or something like that.
Yeah, green leather jackets with the logo on the back.
And beat up VIP. I mean,
we don't encourage beating up VIP. No way.
No, we're a good clean competitor. We rather outcompete them with the market than actually use our.
It's not a bad one. That's why I like people putting different comments like that one. You never know what happens with it. So green mowing jackets with the logo on the back. Bit of a tough looking Jim.
I reckon so.
Bit of a scowl on the face, Jim.
I reckon so. I like the macho image. You know, that's one reason. You know, that's the reason I changed my name. I used to be called David, and I changed my name to Jim. But that's cool. Jim is more macho.
What about Dave? Like that's short for
Dave is pretty good, but Jim has just that macho sound to it. That's one reason I like it. It's kind of like, you know, Jim's Angels. I think bikies have got a sort of that tough guy look. I think it's got something to be said for it, don't you?
But you need to get some tats, Jim. You need to shave the head. You need to get some big gold chains.
Yeah,
the nice big teeth done.
The purple mohawk and the rest of it.
Some tattoos on your face. A few teardrops down the side there.
Yeah. We'll driving around in the bike with Lee on the back with
in the sidecar, right? Yeah, we definitely do that. So Luke O'Neill's gone, hi guys, hope you're well. Jim, I'm just wondering if you've ever had a ride-on mower. If you were to buy one today, what would you buy? That's a good question.
Yeah, I had a Honda way back actually.
A Honda ride-on mower. Ride-on mower, yeah.
Yeah, ride-on mower. I did have one actually, and it cost me about $5,000 as far as I remember, and then it got pinched.
It got pinched?
It got stolen.
Gee whiz.
That was before I was obviously, so I mowed lawns myself. But yeah, I did have one of those. Wasn't a huge success of it.
Now the question was as well, if you were to buy one today, what would you buy?
I'd try and buy one of those battery ones. I just love battery-powered mowers. I know a lot of the guys have walkers, which is a sort of expensive American mower, but they're very zero turn.
Yeah, there's zero turns. There's Skags, there's walkers, there's Toros, there's. Yeah. I'm just thinking brands for trade though.
If you're a contractor, you get a quality one. It's just not worth saving money. There's some pretty cheap ones around, but which is for householders, it's fine. But you need something that's really, really top. And I know the walkers have done very well. We have the trade done. We have all the presenters there. Skag, Toro, Walker. There's a few others, but the battery powered development with ride-ons is happening as well. Yeah, I think it's really new stuff. I think it's the way to go. I really do, especially with these things that charge as you go along. There's so many advantages of battery powered. Not ready for cars yet, but certainly for mowers.
That's a good question, Luke. So thanks for putting that in there. And if you are watching, guys, we've got 109 people watching. Put a comment, question, or share the feed. It definitely helps us out. Kelly Alley Wharton's gone. How many gyms dog washers are there now? As of now,
I think it's 117 last time.
117.
Yeah,
that's really good.
Well, when Sharon took over, there was like 65, but now it's
more than double. It's around double, isn't it?
Not quite double yet, but it will be. By the end of the year, she's hoping to have 200.
Gee whiz, there you go.
And she's out there selling like mad, even during the crisis.
Well, it's Australia's largest now, isn't it? It's gone there very quickly, thanks to Sharon and all the Zors and Zs. Yeah. So it's Australia's largest by a mile now.
Yeah, which really pleases me, because we used to be bigger. We got up to about 60, and then we got overtaken by...
Blue Wheels or something.
Blue Wheels and the rest. But then since we've taken the division back, especially since Sharon's had it, we've taken off and we are definitely the biggest now.
There we go. So a fam's gone here. I have a friend starting in Jim's Electrical soon. What advice can you give him? Question mark.
Listen to your franchisor and what we tell you. I mean, we've got a good system for running businesses, which tends to work. The franchisees that fail are the ones that, on the whole, don't want to listen, and that's very frustrating. We're going to have cases where a franchisor is telling a franchisee, do this, and they'll come to me and I'll say, your franchisor is right, do this, and they'll say, no, you're wrong. This is what I want to do, and they fail, and that really upsets me. I mean, just the basic stuff, fanatical customer service, ringing people back promptly, just making sure you get customers very, very happy, doing promotional work, upselling, doing the things you need to do. It's not a hard formula. And we hit it again and again and again just to try and get people to do the right thing. Proper written quotes.
So there you go, fam. Thanks for leaving that one. Hopefully your friend does well. And they're electrical. We do have electrical, and they're all Australia wide. So
and they do well.
They do. Well-run division. Mark Fuller. So when are you coming out for Jim's coronavirus antidote? Mark Fuller. If you could.
Yes, well, of course, I wouldn't need to be. If I could had that one, you'd be a billionaire overnight, wouldn't you?
He's close to a trillionaire, I reckon. Yeah. Be going all right. Here we go. Nat Hampton's gone. Jim's Angels. He's gone. Debt collection agencies. So in reference to the debt collection agency, you could start one up called the Jim's Angels.
I think that's
the way they go out there, intimidate a few of those late payers.
Actually, we just talked about that today because a franchisee approached me about he's got a bill for $120 just from a client. it doesn't pay, and what can you do about it? And I did some investigation. I actually had a look at VCAT. It's like a $65 application fee, and then it takes 22 months to go through, so that's not much good there. So what can you do? So we're actually looking at ways of, we've been studying it today, actually how you can, we're going to program a series of messages so that actually a franchisee through Jim's Jobs or whatever can actually have launch the process, and the client just gets message after message after message, all within the law. We've got to keep within the law, so you can't threaten people, you can't make statements that aren't true. But we're trying to work out how we can put people through these credit agencies. How you notify them with that kind of stuff. So we're investigating how it can be done, but we're going to try and work out ways to help, because it bugs you really. I mean, if somebody owes $10,000, yeah, sure, get a debt collector, go to court and stuff. But what when the person owes you $100? It's really annoying, and it just people are scabs when they do that. It really are.
Now, just out of interest, if you had a franchisee following up with a customer for $100, and they weren't aggressive, but they were going pretty forceful, when the customer complained, what happens in that situation?
No, if we know what it's about, and the franchisor should tell us. Franchisees should tell us in advance what they're doing. We will completely wipe any complaint or bad service. I have no time for customers who don't pay.
I guess we can mark it against the customer not to take them.
Oh, we do, too. Yeah, right, we do. Good. We actually put it in what we call a red note. So if a customer doesn't pay, like this guy with $120, one thing I put a red note against it and said, don't service his client. He owes money. He's a bad payer. And shortly we'll be able to do it based on phone number rather than address, which is a lot better.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I'm not sympathetic to customers who don't pay. I'm amazed how much protection the government gives you.
Well, the way I look at it, they'd be jumping up and down if their employer or whatever didn't pay them, yet they don't want to pay the mowing or the cleaning franchisee or attendance franchisee.
That's pretty much of a scumbag. I mean, we're not talking about some multinational corporation. We're talking about a guy who mows lawns or cleans houses for a living. You know, you shaft somebody $100, you're taking bread out of somebody's mouth. It's not a very nice thing to do.
Well, karma in the long run always catches up with everyone. So
absolutely it does.
So Shane Charnstrom's gone, hi Jim and Joel, I've downloaded the cloud version of Jim's Jobs and also the new Jimbo app today. It looks great. It has some great functions. So that's really good to hear, Shane. Thanks for leaving that comment question.
We really look forward to your comment, because we're doing this in a very careful way. We're getting feedback, and we've got lots of programs ready to jump on any issues and problems. And we're also looking at improvements too.
Absolutely. But that's great to hear initially. You know, it's good. It's a good win for the IT dev boys who've been working very hard.
It's going to be the best programs ever. They really are, because we're going to keep on listening to franchisees and franchisors and use all the time and saying, how can we improve it? How can we make it more durable, easier to use? How can we make it better?
There we go. So thanks for that, Shane. Let us know. We've got a lot of people watching now, which is great. Make sure to leave a comment, question, or share the feed if you can. Ranga's gone here. Hi, Roger from Jim's Blind Cleaning and Repairs. Doing very well. Great conversion rate, referrals, and pickups.
Good man.
Really good to hear. Man. Blind Cleaning and Repairs is a division.
But you got a good rating too, because that helps a lot.
Well, that's great to hear. If he's got referrals coming through, he'd be smashing it.
Oh, when I see somebody, especially with like a 4.8, 4.9 star rating, I mean, you look at them and they're very rarely doing anything but well.
There we go here. So let's keep going on here from Eric. So Eric's the next one up in my questions. Hi guys, I'm afraid that I owe an apology to you too. I missed last week as I was having a bad day and just need to have a break.
We missed you, Eric.
Absolutely.
You're putting more questions than anybody else in gym.
It was the first thing I said afterwards. I said, no, Eric, tonight, that's the first time ever. So important that we recognise the signs if we are feeling down.
How's the coffee going? And the hot chocolate? We haven't seen you around for a while.
Well, I'll just read the second part here. She's gone, so important that we recognise the signs if we are feeling down and reach out to someone by the way of feeling great and back to myself again. That's good.
Good on you, Eric.
I think it's perfect to acknowledge everyone goes down through flat spots and take some time out and reach out where you need to. That's the best thing to do. Matt Harrow's gone, how do I get a job at Jim's Mowing? We hear this one every day.
Yeah, just ring out 131546 and put your details in. The guys are looking for workers, and that's how it does.
So there's a register for people, and they can go and access it. If there's someone down, they can give
in that area. Yeah.
Correct. And hello, Joel.
But the best way to get a job at Jim's Mowing is to buy a franchise, though. Then you get the work yourself, and you get paid a lot more per hour. I mean, basically, a worker's going to get $20 an hour. We try and work on at least $60 an hour for our franchisees. So it's a good deal if you can get in there.
Very true. John from Most gone. Hello, Jim and Joel from the number one division Mowing. We always get that. What's your number one division?
Still number one. But tell you what, you guys got to lift your socks up a bit. Cleaning is catching up. There's usually more cleaning franchisees in training, prospects in training than there are mowing these days.
Well, it's going to be interesting with the big with mowing and all that cleaning as competitors coming into the next couple of months. There'll be a lot of people maybe looking for new opportunities, which is not a good thing. However, there'll be options available for them if they need it. Carissa Anderson's gone, what training do you go through to become a dog groomer? I'm grooming at the moment, but struggle with self-confidence to go off and do it myself.
They have a pretty good on-site, basically going out with somebody and just showing how to do it. We find the training very, very good and thorough. The practical training of gyms guys get is very good. I've never heard anybody say anything different. And there's also the generic business training too, which is very important.
Well, Carissa, you're the perfect person for a Jim's Dog Wash franchise because you have that franchisor who's there to give you the confidence and what you need. And I know another person who's watching, Eric, his wife maybe didn't start with as much confidence now, but she had the support of her partner Eric and obviously the franchisor, and now she's obviously doing well with the confidence. So
a lot of it's just you're right. It's moral support. We thought that franchisors were mainly to do with training, but mostly they're just to do with a friendly voice on the phone and encouragement, and you know what you need to do, and hey, go and do it, and congratulations and well done, and that sort of stuff. It matters a great deal.
And I think the point is, well, you're afraid to go off alone. You don't want to take that risk as an independent. You have franchising or gyms is a great way to mitigate that risk. Own your own business.
Well, as we always say, estimates are between 90 and 95% of independent cleaning, gardening, dog wash type businesses fail in their first year. With us, it's around 10.5%, 11%, and we've got the figures on it too. So it's actually a lot. It's training. It's also support, encouragement, just someone to turn to, somebody who knows what they're doing. Regular meetings, these kinds of things. There's a technology behind starting a business successfully.
Regular meetings, all the meetings and stuff Jim says is really important as well. So 131546 of Jim's Dog Wash.
You'll also find fellow franchisees, very important to you as well. Actually having a peer group that actually can help you and encourage you. And you'll find that when you ring them up and talk to them, they'll be really happy to help you too.
And they can obviously, there's always other courses and stuff for grooming and stuff they can help you out with. So Simo Lenko's gone, there is a cloud version of Jim's Jobs, ? There's a cloud-based version of Jim's Jobs.
Well, I think it's all basically cloud-based these days.
It'll be a cloud-based app,
It's all completely mobile.
But it's not out to everyone at the moment, is the point. It's going out.
No, it's going out gradually because we're releasing it to select people, getting their feedback. I know Paul King's having a look at it.
Yeah.
And then coming back. But it's all basically cloud-based because it's all on your phone. You can run your business entirely from your phone, and the information is actually stored in the cloud.
So the answer, Simo, is yes. It's just being staged to roll out to make sure...
The old Jim's Jobs was basically PC-based. That's the whole thing that we spent some millions of dollars to do it, to get it a really good cloud-based version.
iOS and Android as well, so both devices.
It'll link with the Office too. That's the thing too. With FMS, so you get everything, a bunch of everything.
That's it. So Bill Cobb's gone here. Sorry, John, wash your mouth out. Bill's from the cleaning division. I think Bill's got around 100 franchisees. And James has gone here. James Rimmer. Hi, Jim. I'm a Jim's Test and Tag franchisee and have a question about the same-day service option in Jim's Online. I've received a couple of leads recently whereby the customer needed the job done within a few hours of receiving the lead. Both cases I was working and did not have the same-day service box ticked. The call centre, are you saying the same-day service option doesn't exist for Test and Tag? Can you clarify if this is the case and why?
If the customer asks for same-day service, then we'll do it. If they don't say anything, then we wouldn't know. Person will just say, I want testing and tagging done. And then when you ring them, they say, I need it done today. But they didn't tell us on the phone.
Right.
That's the real problem with that. We can only go by what a client tells us. I had a franchisee today complaining bitterly about how the computer system mucked up addresses.
Yep.
He kept on taking wrong addresses. But now the strange thing is that the only wrong addresses we seemed to get were the ones that were based on the client putting their information in, which is the same process, whether the client does it or whether the call center operator does it. So somehow the computer knows when it's the call center operator to take it right, and when it's the client does it, they know to stuff it up. So I said, I don't really think it's the computer that's making a mistake. I think it's the client. And you're amazed how often clients get their details wrong.
Well, I think you're a first-time commenter, James, so thanks for commenting and watching. Let us know if that doesn't answer your question as well, and we can have Jim elaborate more. John Idema has gone here. He goes, Jim's Airlines, opportunity here. There's been a few photos running around Virgin.
Well, as I just said before, it's a well-known thing. If you want to make a small fortune in the airline business, start with a large fortune.
There's been a few...
if I had the money, it wouldn't tempt me. And of course, I don't have the money. I'm a lot less rich than them.
Got the perfect logo for it, though. Imagine that around the world. It would just be one of those ones that stick out there when you're at the airport. There's Jason Pollock. I'm very supportive of Jim's idea of red flagging bad payers.
Yes.
This should be put in place for sure. If one franchisee from one division gets ripped off, it will avoid other franchisees cross divisions.
We also want a plan down the track a bit to be able to let franchisees rate customers too. Because in reality, even we're fanatical about customer service, but we're fanatical about customer service because that's how you look after franchisees. Franchisees are our top priority. So we want to know if there's a difficult client or just delays in paying, or is rude or unpleasant. We want to know about it. We'd rather steer our guys clear of them.
Yeah, you let the
We've
call
got enough
center
work. We can avoid people like that.
Yeah, well, you let the call center know and they put the note on there. It's pretty simple to do, and they come up
we
again.
don't rate them formally yet. We want to do that actually. Most people are very pleasant, but there are some odd ones around there who's are really, really difficult and unpleasant. I've had two complaints today from clients, both of which were looked at very carefully, and the franchisee found not to be at fault at all. Sometimes clients are just completely unreasonable.
So if you're a client, please be nice to your local gym.
We had one case actually where a franchisee was quoted to do a job to fix up a fence to do with 4 posts. When he got there, the client, he had a written quote for this job.
Right.
When he got there, the client actually said, well, I want all this other stuff done too. And the franchisee rather foolishly agreed to do some other things to him. And this was quite a lot of extra work. And then the client complains that the other job wasn't done the way he wanted to. And I said, but you didn't pay for it. And it's unreasonable. So he threatened to go to VCAT. And I said, well, you're asking for compensation for a job you didn't pay for, which wasn't part of the quote.
Yeah.
There's sometimes people are just very unreasonable.
Yeah, so be a good customer always, guys. I know we've been seeing footage online for people abusing Woolies workers and stuff like that. So make sure you be a good customer.
But we won't put up with that.
No.
If people do the wrong thing, we want to make sure we don't. None of my people are going to get hurt by them. That's my view.
That's it. So next comment up here, we got Barra Modassa. What a great name that one is.
It is too.
Barra Modassa. That's awesome. Rolls off the tongue. Jim's Jobs needs a payroll program so it integrates with the rest of your business if you have employees.
Yes, that's probably a little bit down the track a bit in terms of
having its own payroll program.
Multiple employees. But it's the sort of thing we will look at in the future. We've got a continuous program. It's not just Jim's Job is created and that's it. We have multiple staff working on this program to improve it and improve it and improve it. And down the track, my aim is to have it good enough so that we will not need an accounting package to go with it, because that's an extra cost that we don't need.
And World Champion, can you mow my lawn for free? I think the offer is $500 to charity. Jim will mow your lawn, Will, if you are in the Melbourne metro area.
I will.
If you leave a comment or question, which is a bit more better than that, you can maybe win a book. So let's keep going down there. Belinda Hadley's gone hi from Jim's Dog Wash, Northern Queensland. G'day, Belinda. So Belinda posts a lot of stuff online, which is great. Really good Instagram stuff with that. And we got Paul Sandals. Hey, Jim and Joel, bit late. Call with the potential franchisee takes priority even over to Jim's listening to Jim.
I agree with you, Paul.
There we go.
In fact, your franchisees take priority. If you've got a franchisee who's got an issue, take the call and just flick the switch on me. I'd rather look after the franchisee.
We have Janine popping.
Paul's a great guy. He's a great franchisor too.
He is. We've got an interview with Paul on YouTube you can watch. Then we got Janine Renecki from Mackay in Queensland. So we posted, I don't know if people know, but we actually have a dog wash and a mowing colouring sheets available on gyms.net. And we have people download them and colour them in and send them to us all the time. So we posted a couple of Janine's kids ones today, so thanks for sending that through to us. We appreciate it. Now, here we go, Eric Jurgens. So we sent Eric Jurgens a signed copy of bio history, guys. Make sure you leave a comment or question in here. I'm getting to as much as we can in order. Also, thanks for the bio history. It arrived this week, and I'm looking forward to starting it. And yes, Ricky is now doing really well and have even been helping out other dog wash girl that's just started. She's going out there with every Tuesday until she feels a bit more confident.
Good stuff.
So that's great. That's a great change from someone who might not have been confident at the start, has all the help and so help, is now helping out others. So it's a really good thing.
Actually, running out of bio history, I'm always to the end of the copies that I've got. We have to do a new edition if I'm going to take it further. Yeah,
then Gavin McGlashan's gone, sure, lawn's free, you pay for the travel costs. So I think Gavin's over in NZ, saying to that person. So there we go, there's the offer. Eric Jurgens, let's be fair, it's not hard to be number one when it was started years before the others. Yes, look how fast cleaning is catching up soon to be the new number one.
I tell you what, cleaning didn't start that long after. Cleaning started back in the 90s.
20-ish years.
No, it's more than 20 years. I mean, about 90.
But it didn't take off until Haydar took over.
No, well, that's the point I'd make, actually. We've had Jim's cleaning around since probably about 5 years after Jim's Mowing. And Jim's Mowing wasn't as grew astronomically in the period after Jim's cleaning started. So it's really only Haydar started in 2005 when he took over. That's when it started to grow up. I think we had like 120 franchisees in cleaning, in the whole cleaning division. Now we've got something like 800. But that's
20-ish, 820-ish, I think.
Yeah,
I know Haydar will be watching.
Depends whether you count suspended, but basically, leadership is everything. And when Haydar went through a bad patch, you could see the division levelled out. It's so much the person in charge. And Haydar's been fantastic.
There we go. He's watching as well tonight. So make sure
he is watching.
Let us know the exact franchisee number, because I reckon it's around 820-ish. So
I did a calculation today based on the billings from February, and it was a bit less than that. But so we don't count the people who are suspended. So at the moment, we look like we've gone downhill, but that's just because we've got a few franchisees suspended.
So Matthew Kavanagh's gone, hey, hi guys, enjoyed the COVID update today. So thanks for watching that, Matt. All franchisees must watch today's update. Great ideas on extra income, gyms disinfectant, and making sure franchisees log on for all areas with cross-division options before they look at for discounted fees.
Yes.
That's a good point. Do you want to elaborate on that a little bit?
And yes, we do get, and sometimes people ask for about discounted fees, and obviously franchisors are pretty sympathetic if there's a good reason. But there's so many cases people are asking for discounts when they're just not doing the most basic stuff, like even asking for work outside territory. I had one of those just yesterday. It's just, it annoys me.
I remember that one, yeah.
The simple things that you can do the stuff you can do. Because look, you get your fees halved. Okay, you're $350 better off. But what if you could get your income doubled and be $1,000 a week better off? Isn't that a better option? That's what we want to help with, and that's why franchisors have got to get involved. And franchisors have been very helpful in this time, and I think franchises appreciate them a great deal because they can give that help.
Well, you've been getting a lot of nice messages, haven't you, from franchisees?
Yes, and I know, and it's great. And I talk to people too. I get satisfaction out of that. Well, like when I put a guy down for a handyman guy in Sydney down for some mowing leads. Did that a couple of weeks ago, and I heard back from him. He's doing fantastically. His income has risen dramatically. I mean, we're knocking back thousands and thousands of leads sometime. Let's get working on that before we start thinking about dropping fees.
Then Haydar's going here, 2001 start. I think he started 2001.
Really?
Haydar's saying, yeah, he put it in the comments here.
Well, that makes it even worse.
Oh no.
No, sorry, you're right too. The division. When did it start? So 2001 it started, did it?
Yeah.
Really that late?
Yeah, Jim's Cleaning Group, yeah. So I've put in there 2001. Maybe Haydar started in 2001. I can't remember.
I think it was before that, because I remember we were back in East Burwood in the shopping centre. We moved to Bayswater later than that. I'm absolutely certain it was earlier than that.
We'll chuck some more in there, details about that Haydar, just to jog Jim's mind. A fame's going, how's the Jim's head office dealing with the self-distancing and isolation? And do you have head office staff working remotely? There is a word, stage 3 might be around for another 6 months. How will that affect head office?
We cope with it very well, and I don't mind keeping the distance from my staff at all. I'm not a person.
It's true.
I don't want to go around hugging people and so forth in any case, and I don't.
Jim doesn't go around giving high fives or nothing like that.
No, I don't go for that kind of stuff too. I reckon just a polite, friendly nod is good enough.
So our call centre's working all remotely at the moment. Yeah. We only have 4 or 5 villas.
Well, our documents team and compliance, they're all working remotely. We haven't seen them the office is amazingly quiet, but they're actually doing a brilliant job. There's no loss at all. No. Most of finance is remote. Most of IT is remote. It works surprisingly well. You've got great staff, and they work brilliantly whether they're here or not.
What do you think about the comment? Stage 3 might be around for another 6 months.
I think. Well, what's supposed to be about stage 3? What's going to happen is it's going to start lessening off next month. I mean, for heaven's sake, we've had 73. How many deaths? We had 73 deaths.
Yeah, it's around that number.
It's so little, and the economic damage is so great. I am quite confident that next month we'll start getting schools starting up again and so forth, and we'll get back to it. And eventually, I think we'll go into restaurants, but I don't think things will be normal. I don't think we're going to be having rock concerts and crowds for a long time, anytime this year. But I do think the economy will gradually come back. We've already seen, actually, Matt did the figures, and the leads in this last week have actually gone up significantly to what they was the previous week.
I think restoring confidence in the economy will help, and that's going to help gyms if people are more confident to spend a bit more cash freely and all that sort of stuff. So let's keep going here. James Rimmer, in one of the cases, the customer had told, so this is James from the test and tag guy before. In one of the cases, the customer had told the operator he needed it to be done that day. We called the call centre and they said the test and tag division does not have a same-day service option.
Yes, they do. I'll check on it. But it's not so much a test and tag division option. It's the option on your code. It's a generic thing.
Yeah. So when you do the work availability settings, there's a box. There's a thing there. It's the same-day service. Yes or no, right? And
yes. It's not the divisional thing. It's if you were given a job where it was wrongly put in other words, if you're not down for same-day service and the customer did ask for it but wasn't properly put through that way, then you have a good case for having the lead fee taken off, because that's not fair.
So the best way to do it is email Jim, maybe just after this. Email Jim.
You can email me, Jim@jims.net, and I'll check it up for you. But it's up to the franchisor. But that will be a pretty fair case, and we know what's been said because all the calls are recorded. So if the customer says same day service, but it wasn't put through as same day service, then in that case, if you're not down for same day service, you should have the lead fee taken off, in my view.
And there we go. And hey, Eric Scotty, Victoria's already started paying their grants to help businesses in this time. I'm sure the other states are too. Remember to find out what you might be eligible for, which can be done via Jim's Bookkeeping, Jim's Finance. If you've got an accountant for your business, definitely investigate it.
We investigated whether we might be eligible, but we're not. We haven't got enough of a drop in income. We're down about 10% off normal turnover, but
it's not a bad thing for you. Like, you don't want to.
I don't want to be down 30%.
Yeah.
But we checked it out, and we just haven't. Our leads have held up pretty well. Actually, our income's held up pretty well. Most divisions aren't too much affected, especially the outdoor ones.
Then Haydar's gone. He started in 2001. So Haydar's confirming he started.
You started in 2001.
Yeah, Haydar started.
Yeah, that's true. But Haydar didn't start the division. That was way beforehand.
So there we go. Well, if he's there from the start, it could have been the same numbers as Mowing. You never know. A similar time.
I can do a check, actually. I'll
do a projection. Do a projection. If he was involved then, could do a projection almost, like a mock projection.
Well, Haydar's was around for a long time before we actually recognised, it was actually him and somebody else in the beginning. And he just turned out to be a far better operator. And it's quite surprising, actually. It took a while for us to, I suppose it took a while for Haydar to get into the stride. But cleaning was one of the things that was puzzling in the early days. It was so good at mowing, but no other division was going anywhere by comparison. And it really, when Haydar took off, and then other divisions have done pretty well too, like test and tag,
pool care and tennis,
fencing, and pool care recently, and of course dog wash recently, and so forth. And we've got now 8 that are over 100, which is the big thing.
Which is awesome.
When you're over 100, it's a big thing because you get 2 posters in the training room.
That's true. You get one if you're between
50 and up,
100,
50 and up, and 100 you get 2. So hitting that 100 is a very prestigious thing for a divisional.
That's it. So Shane Charntrup's gone. Our leads in my cleaning region in South Australia are double the same time as last year, which is great for my franchisees.
Wow,
that's awesome to hear. Double.
That's amazing.
That's great to hear. That's really good to hear, especially with the cleaning group stuff.
Well done. I know a lot of cleaning guys are doing very, very well. I know some are struggling, but this disinfectant thing, you really got into that. It's a fantastic service.
Absolutely, and it's available for anyone to do as well, which is a nice offer from the division.
And Haydar did a great thing too. He wasn't just for his division. He did it principally for that, but he's made it available to everybody. All the training courses be done by anybody at all.
From the start, yeah, exactly right. From the start, it was always anyone in Jim's group can do it. There was never just for that, so it's a great one as well. There's a video online as well where you can watch the whole service in action. Paul Ryan's gone, hi Jim and Joel. Paul from Preppers here. When this whole COVID lockdown is lapsed, would you consider doing a talk on biohistory at your conference centre? I'd certainly pay to hear it, and I'm sure a heap of other people would too.
I always love to talk about biohistory, Paul. Paul's a prepper. I got him from, what do you call it?
You done an ad or something,
Gumtree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I put an ad in Gumtree, which gets you amazingly good people. And here's a guy who's a real couple of years supply himself, and he's been sourcing out sources helping us design the website and stuff. So Jim's Preppers hopes going to launch the next month or so.
I'm sure you would do you could do like a live lecture or something to people. You could invite people to watch it, and you could do a live talk to people. I don't know.
Yeah.
You don't know if you have to do it in a night of it or something. I don't know. It's up to you. There's enough interest in it, Paul. If you put it in your circle or whatever, we can organise it. It's not a.
I'm always love to talk about biohistory, probably more than anything actually, but.
If there's enough interest in it, Paul, we can organise a hookup, and Jim, I guess, can do it in front of his computer with a webcam and something like that.
Yeah. Some very exciting things going on in the research program. At the moment, we're a bit stymied because the labs are partially closed down, but there's some really great stuff we're looking at with microRNAs and so forth.
MicroRNAs, can you elaborate for people who are like myself who would probably know no idea what that means?
Okay, basically what you're looking at is what we're aiming for is a change of character that's based, which is epigenetic. So if you change somebody, the way that people's genes function, you can actually change their character. You help people to be more hardworking, or better parents, or have happier marriages and stuff. And it's all in the epigenome, not the genome itself, which is inherited, but the way that the genes are switched on and off. And there's various ways of doing that. One way, which is called CRISPR, where you actually go in and you target a particular group, and you put a little methyl group, or you take it off, or something like that. Not very practical for us. You can also use pheromones, which have a similar kind of effect. And there's this new version which my research had, which is microRNAs. And microRNAs is a messenger that goes in and just does something to turn off or on a certain gene in the way you want it to.
So you're off the pheromones now, because I remember you were talking about this.
No, we're using pheromones.
You're still using, okay.
We've had some very good experiments with pheromones. Okay. We've found, pretty dramatic improvements in maternal behaviour using pheromones, for example.
So there we go. There's our science segment for tonight. Staying up next week for some more. Steve Beck, Jim, are there any franchise splits or new businesses areas opening up on the Central Coast area that you are aware of?
Send me an email, jim@jims.net. I really don't keep this in my head, but I'll let you know about what's available.
Yeah, jim@jims.net, Steve Beck there. Thanks for leaving
also,
that
which
comment.
division you're interested in too, of course.
Yes. I think Mowing are you maybe, Steve. Let us know.
Yeah.
Eric Jurgens, so when it's all over, how about we all come down to Jim's head office and let's all give Jim a big hug? I'm sure he needs it. Oh, it's probably the worst thing you can do, Eric.
Frankly, Eric, I'd rather drink a cup of coffee, and that's saying a lot.
Oh, gee.
Because I hate coffee.
Oh,
but your chocolate is good. Your hot chocolate is good, and I'm sure your coffee is good if you like hot chocolate.
Eric's coffee is good. He did make it all the time when he was in the office here. Right, let's keep going in here. Then Haydar's going, I hope overseas travel comes back. I'm missing Cyprus. Oh, absolutely. Haydar's a massive Cyprus traveller.
He's got his villa on the seacoast in Cyprus.
The Villa del Haydar.
Villa del
Haydar he's got there, but yes.
I sort of take a pride in that. I reckon it's great when somebody who's done so well out of gyms.
You work hard and that's the reward you get, right? You have that lifestyle.
He's done a lot of good for a lot of people, including Gym School as a whole, franchisees and franchisors. It's great that you can afford a 30-acre house and a village and a villa in Cyprus on the seacoast. Very nice view, beautiful, one over the sea.
Not as good as your penthouse on the Gold Coast, though, is it?
Yeah, that's right.
There we go. Steve Walkham's gone.
That's like my gold-plated Cadillac and all the other stuff I'm supposed to have.
Some of the stuff I see online that you get accused of is quite funny. Steve Walkham, yes, ours in Canberra is up this month too, about 25% on last year.
Wow.
That's fantastic to hear.
Yeah. Some divisions have done very well, actually. It's there's a lot more fear around than is justified.
That's really good to let us know as well, because we had obviously back a month ago when the whole crisis cleaning, we had some franchisees saying work suffered in cancellations and that, but to hear that's happening.
Well, I tell you what, if anybody's out there in a betting mood, I'll make a substantial bet that business will be substantially better next month than it has been in April.
What will you bet? What's the offer?
I don't know.
Put your items in there, people. I know Jim wants a Tesla or something. I don't know, but put your offers in there for a bet with Jim.
Yeah. If you believe things are bad, I reckon I would make a substantial bet to say things will definitely improve next month. The fear is ebbing. People are recognising that we're not going in for a terrible disaster. It's the same thing too. When this start, I dropped down my Bible study, my regular group that I run. We have dinner together, and as soon as the government lifts, we're going to get back in there and start doing it again.
So what would you put on offer? If they're right, which we don't think they are, but what is it, just a signed book to anyone who puts it? I don't know. We need to make it something. I don't know. Put your offer in there.
It's got to be a hurt. I mean, it's more I don't know what bet I'd make. I'm not really a gambling man, but I can just tell you that if I could buy an option on something, the fact that the things will improve next month, they will. Well,
I know sports bet's looking for stuff all the time to bet on. They're betting on marble races. Maybe we could hook them up and say bet on this thing for gyms.
Well, that's an interesting point. We could run a telling on number of leads coming through.
Yeah.
Including total and my bet will go up, even though we're going into winter, which is a down period. I reckon it's going to be rising.
Yeah, we could definitely do that. That's great to let us know, and thanks for putting those comments regarding the status. It's really helpful. Someone from YouTube's gone, is that Jim's son on the laptop? Oh, definitely not. It's not. I'm not his son. Some people might think that, but no.
On the laptop?
Yeah, so someone says they think they're asking if I'm your son. I don't know. Could be an illegitimate son. I don't know. I don't know. We'll keep going on.
I think if you were my son, you'd be better trained. You wouldn't be going.
I thought you were going to say better looking. That's what you were going to say. Better trained.
You wouldn't be going with man whoring around Thailand.
Oh, gee. We'll keep going on. Move on. Jason Pollock, pool care on the Central Coast. New South Wales has had a couple of good opportunities available at the moment, including a split.
Yes.
So there we go.
There'd be splits everywhere, actually. We've got franchises wanting to split, and we love splits.
Now, Julie from the call centre, this is great, regarding James, the test and tag guy. You are correct. We don't have the SDS tick box available for test and tag when entering the job.
Oh, wow.
Same day service is not available. This is from the call centre from Julie, who's operating over there.
So I had no idea.
It is not available for our test and tag.
Maybe we should. Why not?
Well, there we go. Why not? So we can put that in there.
Let's take that up. If you want to shoot me an email, jim@jims.net, I'll actually ask Matt, who runs the test and tag division, as to why we don't do that. I can't think of a good reason. It's probably fairly unusual, But all the same, there must be cases where somebody wants it done the same day, and surely, why shouldn't it apply? It's a good question.
I don't think it'd be too hard if it's done for other divisions. I don't know why. But there we go. Thanks for that, Julian. Thanks for that clarification. That's really good. Linton Paddock's gone. Also opportunities in pest control as well as excess leads in the area. So everyone's jumping on these splits.
I am sure there's plenty of work out there, that's for sure.
Then Andy Stewart's from Test and Tag saying he does same-day service and he's in Test and Tag. That's replying to Julie. Okay. Then Matt Grapes has gone, how does it feel to be the new owner of an airline? And this meme must be flying around a bit. There's a Virgin plane like that, and it's got Jim's head with Jim's group taking over the airline. Jim's Airlines.
Even if I had the money, which I don't, of course, it would not tempt me. I like doing what I do. We do it reasonably well, and the competition isn't so ferocious. Imagine trying to run an airline, you're competing with Singapore Airlines or something like that. That's frightening.
Jim Air's got a nice ring to it. I'm telling you now, that logo would be the best.
Jim Air.
The big Jim in the sky.
I reckon I reckon Jim's Angels or Jim's Bikies is the
Jim's Deck Collection thing, yeah.
Jim's Deck Collection, yeah.
Yeah, the Jim's Toughs rock up in their jackets and collect those debts from customers. Anytime.
Yeah, if you don't pay your bills, we'll come and mow your lawn too short and we'll scalp it.
Andy Thompson. Jim, are there plans to integrate Jim's jobs and Jim's online so they sync and show the same data?
Oh yes, that's exactly part of what we intend to do. So they can all... Eventually we want to be able to run Jim's online through Jim's jobs. That's exactly the benefit of it.
There we go. It's a great question. Thanks for that one as well. Neil Simpson from YouTube.
If you have suggestions about Jim's jobs, just send them to me or to infotech@jims.net, and we're just collecting what everybody wants, and then we're going to put priorities on it.
Yeah, that's the main thing to point out. It needs to be a common sort of thing, I guess.
We want we want to know what you want, what's important to you. This is going to be the greatest program there is. It really will be. I've had people compare it against competitors in the marketplace like Formatise, and I reckon it absolutely kills it already. It's just going to get better and better and better.
Well, when they were doing their case studies, they were told to look at like things like ServiceMate and stuff, which is quite popular.
Yes.
So that's definitely being looked at as well. So that was definitely taken into
We want to do everything that everybody else can do, and do it better and make it easier to use.
And it's starting to get out there, which is the main thing. And it's been talked about for a long time, so it's starting to get in everyone's hands.
It's been years of development to get to this stage.
It's
pretty exciting to have it come out.
Neil Simpson from YouTube. Out walking the dog today, passed a couple and overheard them say, I bet gyms will be in demand after the lockdown.
Yes.
100%.
Well, it's just like I was talking to Paul Comerford just now, and
from building inspections.
Yeah, and he said work has dropped off quite substantially, but people aren't going to not want to. They're just people are too scared to list their houses. But when you've had a couple of months of that going on, and then people are going to want to sell, there's going to be a backlog, so we'll probably get a burst of work. Same thing with Test and Tag.
Yes.
When things start going back to normal, certain divisions that have been starved will actually be flooded with work, and the question will probably be that we're going to find it very difficult to cope with the... And this isn't... I don't think this is far ahead. I think in the next month or two, you're going to see very substantial improvement.
I definitely hope so. And Eric Jurgen's gone, I'll take that bet, and the loser has to mow the other's lawn. I don't know if you want to mow Jim's lawn, Eric. I don't know if you've seen the backyard.
My lawn is 5 acres, Eric. Perhaps you should have a look to check on it before you ask that.
Let us know how big. Let us know how big it is. If you watch a video of Jim shows you how to mow long grass, you'll get a bit of a
little corner of my grass. Yes.
Yes, there we go. Then Haydar's gone. Our division has been pushing hard Facebook posts. It seems to have paid off. Inlays are okay. That's great to hear.
A lot of great innovation going on in cleaning. A lot of things that cleaning starts that we copy in other divisions too. Great creative team there.
So there we go. Hi, Jim. That's good to hear, though. Oh, hi, Jim and Joel. Leads have slowed down for fencing for a few weeks. This is from Polozoi Stavrakis for a few weeks. But
they might have slowed down, but what that means is instead of getting 60% on service, we got 50% on service.
That's true.
I'm not, excuse me if I don't have a bleeding heart worry about that particular one.
So now he's saying that for a few weeks, it looks like it's turning back around, still busy as ever. Nothing has changed on my end.
We need more fencing franchisees. We really need more.
That's great to hear. And Jim, is there any plan to do a generic TV or radio promotion in the next couple of months? I realise everyone does their own marketing, but I remember the Jimbo jingle. So, it seems to reinforce and complement our individual marketing.
We've tried that kind of stuff too. We run a big TV campaign funded by the Branding Fund. Against my advice, I must say at the time, it was pathetic. It really was. You just couldn't notice. It didn't stir the dial. Seriously, these days, it's all gone online. And that's why, anybody any other kind of advertising is hurting, because where the action is it's AdWords, it's in Facebook, it's in social media. That's where people are looking these days.
There's a couple of ways to look at it. TV and radio is good for sort of a brand awareness scope, but that takes Google out. You want to take Google out of it if you can. So you don't want someone actually typing in best cleaning service, then you have to compete. You want them typing in Jim's cleaning or Jim's whatever. So, but all the cars on the road doing a good job.
I'm totally against it. I just think it's a waste of money. I really do. I had a franchisee just today asking me advice about doing a radio campaign in his area.
That was an interesting one. Yeah.
And I said, I said, look at Facebook, and then I referred them to Joel. Yeah,
that was an interesting one, having that one. And then Cameron Scott's gone, Jim's there, yes please. Came from Electrical. If a franchisee wants to leave gyms and go solo, do they take their own customers with them?
Yeah, if they want to, they just got to pay $4,000.
Given what they've brought the customer. Yes, we don't want you to leave, but there is a big...
we don't. Yeah. But I have the attitude that, if somebody really feels they're not getting value from the system, then just pay a few $1,000s and go in with our blessing, and we don't make it difficult at all.
There is an excellent amount on those, Simo. Steve Beck, I really need a franchise in gyms, blind cleaning and repairs in around Newcastle. Happy to chat. From Steve Walken. So that person who's asking about the Central Coast, you've got a few offers in there.
You've got so many.
You might have to go there. Then Dina's gone here from Gyms Cleaning. A few years ago, Gyms Group had a contract with Defence. Why doesn't Gyms advocate for a contract with the NDIS? Would it be worth to get more cleaning contracts with NDIS? We
have stacks of contracts.
We could be their choice for services.
We do a huge amount of work for NDIS. And that's cleaning, gardening, everything. But NDIS isn't a single contract. NDIS is an arrangement between a particular franchisee and a particular client, which is paid for by NDIS.
And I've created another new service code, haven't they, recently for the two scenarios?
Yeah, if it's self-managed, it's different. If it's actually managed by somebody else, you have to actually be qualified and registered in some way.
And we have a contracts department now who manage all this stuff anyway.
Yes.
So that is out of the cleaning office.
Yes. We've actually got and Hadar's running Jim's contracts these days, and we've got multiple $1 million worth of contracts with all kinds of different people. I don't know about Defence Department, but a lot of different people, and growing all the time too.
Yeah, and we're the only one in Australia. If you are a property manager or ever watching this, we're the only one who can provide all those services.
We can do it all over the country.
And NZ as well, when they open back up. Then Jason Pollock's gone, I have a promo idea brewing in the background for my franchisees businesses in my region with the Gyms Monopoly. Jim, can I get a discount for a multiple bulk purchase of games to be available?
Probably, yeah. If you want to buy a whole stack, we'll make it. We're not intending to make a lot of money out of this thing. It's more of a promotional stuff, and any money that we do make, by the way, goes back into the branding fund. So
correct, and that's the main point with it.
Yeah, we'd happy to. Unfortunately, most of the money actually goes to monopoly people, to Hasbro. We can't do it ourselves. We have to pay them, and it costs quite a bit per set.
Well, generally, most companies who do this, or footy clubs, the custom sets they charge them for 85 to 90. Yeah. We've started with ours at 60, so I'm hoping from the pricing.
Well, I think what are we paying for them? About 50 or something like that. It's not.
Nah, less than that, but it's not far off.
Yeah. So we're actually. Yeah,
but it goes back in the branding fund to be used for other stuff. That's the point.
Yeah, so there's no very little margin on these things. I wish they could. I wish we could sell 100 and get them for $10 each. But
we can maybe work out something with the postage, maybe. So maybe work out the free postage if we can work that out, or how we get them up to you. But yes, definitely we could do that. Then Jill Storworthy's gone in. So Jill's one of our call centre managers. Our call volumes in the CC haven't changed much considering this pandemic, and we welcome the NZ back in the mix on Friday morning. Which is important to raise.
That's great, because they can go back to work on Monday, which is really exciting news. I think it's overdue, because if you look at the mortality, they've had 12 deaths, Australia's had 73. So in actual fact, proportion of the population, we're about 5 times the size.
That's it.
It's been very, very similar, and the hurt that whole thing has inflicted with none of our people able to work, it just hasn't justified it. So I'm pleased that they're following our good example and coming back and in something more of a moderate way of doing things. We've been very successful in Australia. I mean, infections have gone way, way, way down. I mean, we're one of the best off countries in the whole world.
That's really good to hear, though, Jill. And then DG's gone here. We are struggling at the moment for fencing. So that's a franchisee, I think, maybe saying in fencing they're struggling at the moment. So
I find that hard to comprehend unless you're in some peculiar niche area. You might want to just email me, jim@jims.net, and I'll have a look at what's around. Maybe you need to take on a few different services within fencing, or go to a few different areas, something like that. I'm sure I can find you some work. I've never had it in the whole history of Jim's fencing. There's never been a case of a claim for pay for work guarantee, not once ever that I know of.
There we go. Then Eric Jurgen's gone. He reckons he's got a ride on. You're going to need a pretty sturdy ride on to get through Jim's jungle in the backyard. So there you go. He's taking your bet on with that one.
Well, it depends on how big your place is. If you've got 100 acres, I wouldn't go there anyway.
Heather Campbell's gone, hi, Jim and Joel. It's Heather from Jim's Dogwash, Central Coast, New South Wales. Nothing has dropped for business here. If anything, I'm just as busy as Christmas.
Yes. What division is that?
Jim's Dogwash from Heather.
Yes, and Dogwash has done well. Dogwash, mowing, pool care, trees, all those kind of ones are doing extremely well.
That's great to hear, and thanks for letting us know, Heather. Then Cameron's gone, Joel, I'm happy to help Shane with any TV and radio activity. I know Cameron did that back in the day. So Shane, maybe reach out to Cameron. You can swap details online if you want to talk about it and what's going on with there. Then Wade Aston's gone, hey, Wade, our most cost of comments has tuned in, leaving heaps of comments, which is great. Good to have you on board, Wade. Let us know how your daughter's going with the book, or if you're reading it to her.
Yeah,
I remember we sent the book to his daughter, and he's got one as well. So thanks for tuning on there as well. And then Janine's gone, shout out to Zane and Kayla, eagerly waiting to see their names. So g'day. Zane and Kayla were the people who've done the colouring. And I reckon they were really good, actually. They're a lot better than what I could do on most of the national stuff. So well done to Zane and Kayla on that one as well. So let's keep going on here. Rory Green, advertising on YouTube and podcasts is the way, right bloody now? Yeah. 100% Rory. You're a man after my heart. I completely agree. We
get a lot of work for considering how little money we spend on advertising, relatively speaking. It's the brand, it's the vehicles, the trailers, and the customer service reputation. And
you're right, Rory, 90% of internet traffic now is video. And people need to start realising that as well. It's really important. Jim's Mowing Bay of Plenty Hawke's Bay is gone, will there be an ability to take payments through the new Jimbo app, credit cards and debit cards? Question mark.
Yeah, I think you mean Jim's Jobs.
Sorry, Jim's Jobs, sorry.
Yes, I don't know actually what's going on there.
That's an important function of other ones, so.
Put it through as a suggestion. If it isn't there, I'm not quite sure. It should do everything that Formatize can do. So I think I'm sure that's the case. But whether it's got a facility to actually read somebody's credit card, I'm not sure that's the case.
There are companies, so there are Square and Tiles where you can hook it in your phone and you can do tap and go stuff.
Yeah,
there are third party.
It's a good suggestion actually. I'd like to be able to build something into the system that you could just scan it with your phone and have it put through.
And there's a few comments here coming from Eric. Get the name out here. Maybe you could take Jim's Cleaning to the airports. Jim's Cleaning could do airports with the disinfectant. And they could do a lot of large shopping centres and stuff like that with this new service.
We've got some very big contracts. Who was it? Josh in Tasmania Cleaning was saying they picked up this job, which is this huge, like government call centre type place.
Right.
It's about 4 stories. It's a massive, massive job, and they want it cleaned like every day.
Yes, once a day because all the handles, everything. Yes, that's what I heard about that one.
Really thorough cleaning. So that's a massive job. So all her people are completely flat out doing this massive contract, which is great.
Yeah. So if you are watching and you need someone who can do those big jobs, any Jim's franchises can do that for you. Bella O'Connor's gone. My daughter bought us a Jim's Mowing voucher for Christmas, and my partner has had a bad back. We have tried several times to use it without success. We live in Brisbane. I've asked for my daughter's money back and keep getting fobbed off. Can you please help?
Jim at jims.net. Just get on to me. If you genuinely tried to book and you can't, we will definitely do a refund. I don't even know why you should get fobbed off. I mean, it'd be nice if you could use it for something. You can use it for any other division, by the way. It's not just for mowing, even though it might have mowing on it. You can use it for cleaning or anything that you want. But if in the end you can't use it, we will refund. So
thanks for letting us know, Bella. Yeah, so Jim at jims.net.
Yeah.
And he'll so attach the voucher, or what do you need to act on that?
Well, if you can attach the voucher, it'll help me. Just I need to know who you are and what's been happening. But if there's you come across an unserviced lead, so if there's a genuine case, we will refund. I'm not at all sure why you wouldn't get it. We understand the problem. I mean, until recently, we were like 28% unserviced. Probably not quite as bad as that now with the crisis, but still.
And here we go. I've got one from Haydar. I'm going to read, pushing him away here. Haydar goes, I'll take Jim up on the mowing of my lawn at my place. I'll donate $1,000. Haydar is in Gisborne. It's within the metro area. I would class it there.
I don't count Gisborne.
$1,000? Yeah, you would do it.
$1,000 to mow his lawns.
Yeah, $1,000.
Yeah, okay. Someone's going to give me a mower.
Someone's got to give you a mower. So we have.
No, we can get a mower from somewhere. Yeah, $1,000. Oh, all right.
All right. Well, you put it on there.
Where is Gisborne? It's out west somewhere, isn't it?
Gisborne is out west, correct? Yeah, I know where the area. Yeah.
Wouldn't mind having a look at Haydar's place.
It's a big place.
I've heard a story about this palace.
It's a big place.
This giant monument to Haydar's affluence and wealth. It's about 10 times the size of my house, I reckon.
Well, that's an awesome offer because that's going to go to charity. So
yeah.
Well, there we go. The offer is $1,000 to have Jim. It's going to be great. We'll do a whole thing about it. Don't worry about that.
No worries. Yeah, sure.
All right, let's organise that when we can. And thanks to that, Haydar, it's really, really good. What charity would you donate that to?
Well, Beyond Blue's good, I reckon.
So Beyond Blue.
I think mental illness is something dear to my heart. Well, not mental illness, but people who deal with mental illness. It's such an issue because it affects us so badly because so many of our franchisees have problems in that area. So it's kind of very personal.
Well, that's an offer there. So thanks for that, Hayden. We'll take you up on that when we can. We can organise it. That's awesome. DJ's gone. We're struggling in our area for Jim's fencing. Currently working extra shifts as a nurse to cover the fees and the daily living expenses. Will there be any relief for franchise fees? Question mark.
Look, just email me, jim@jims.net. I find that really hard to understand because I know that so many unserviced leads still going begging.
In fencing, so it's important to let them know your territory and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, I have to know where you are and what areas you're asking for. I'm absolutely thunderstruck at the idea that any fencing franchisees could be short of work.
Let's keep going here. Dave McDonald's back, and Dave, we're missing you there. G'day, guys. Sorry I'm late. Blame Heidi for holding a meeting on a Wednesday night. Absolutely, Heidi should know better. This is on a Wednesday night. It's your best source of Jim's news. This can be the meeting.
Actually, a lot of breaking news comes through these sessions. A lot of things we talk about first here.
That's correct, absolutely. Then Jason Polk's gone, I'm happy with just the postage. Happy to support the branding fund. Yep, we'll sort something out, Jason, when it all comes out. When they take the physical copies, best to order it then so we can know that it all happens. Then Wade's gone here, can I suggest Jimbo take Jim's fencing to the Olympic Games? Take on fencing, question mark. I don't mind that one. So you got a good laugh out of Jim.
I like that one. Jim's fencing. I can just imagine. I can imagine somebody up going there with his airplane like this, and somebody comes up with a sledging mountain and starts banging into the Olympic arena. That'd be really fun. That one.
There we go, Wade. You got a rip and laugh out of Jim. Well done, Wade. We hear that one there now.
I used to do fencing when I was at uni. Actually, it was quite fun. You wear the mask and the stuff, but it was really it's kind of a kill or be killed sport, which really appeals to me. I think I like a game where you can threaten to kill somebody. I think that's just got something to it. That's
okay. We'll go. There we go. We'll get insights into Jim every Wednesday night. We'll keep going on here. Jim's fencing. That's a very clever.
I'll tell you what a game I love when we get back into it when the crisis is on. I reckon I'll get some people around to play laser tag. Laser tag's so much fun. You go into this arena and you shoot people and stuff. That is so good. I love that.
Should have been in the army, Jim. Could have been to Desert Storm or something like that.
Yeah,
could have been in there.
Shooting real people.
Why don't you do the army? Why don't you do it or something? If you like that sort of stuff.
Well, the thing about laser tag is that you might be fighting people, you don't actually get killed yourself.
Oh, you don't like the getting shot bit. There we go.
No, I think that's got a few issues with it. Look, I revere our military. I think they're great. People who put their lives on the line to defend their country. I've got a great deal of respect for them.
Absolutely. And Wade's saying his daughter's around halfway through the book, which is awesome. Good. Then Eric's gone here. Eric says you're under half an acre, but I'm fussy, so you'll have to do a good job, not rushed. Well, that's if you're right. And now
hey, what do you mean have to do a good job? What do you think kind of job I would do wouldn't be a good job? Yeah, get real. Come on.
Then Glenn Carmichael's gone, any updates on NZ capabilities on the Jim's buying power? So there's a Jim's NZ preferred buyers list. I know Rocky in our team was looking at that and reached out to him. I don't know where the status of that is. We can write it out to follow up about the Jim's NZ supplier list. I know that was during the whole before the COVID thing, so the COVID's sort of taken over with everything. So you can follow that up and have a look.
The country's shut down, so.
But I did reach out to the suppliers and ask about your New Zealand's offering as well. Then AFIM's gone, I called Jim's dog wash and had a great experience. My normal dog wash was closed, so we used Jim's.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, we think we'll do well actually, because a lot of people, they go to a salon and they take their dog in there and they can't go to the salons, so they say, we'll try Jim's dog wash. Hey, this is so much better because they come to you.
There we go. That's great to hear as well. Thanks for the referral. Then Wade's gone, hey, can you ask Jimbo if he can say happy birthday to Ava at all? She turns 8 on Monday and it will make her night while she reads her book.
Happy birthday, Ava.
There we go. She's reading this book.
Very good.
Not my idea for a bedtime story tale, however. If you want to read it, go by all means as an 8-year-old. Well done.
Well, I'll tell you what, my 10-year-old son's reading New Scientist quite avidly and discussing it, so kids are strange sometimes.
There we go. Now, if she likes it, that's great, and happy birthday to Ava. The Jim's Mowing Bay, plenty has gone. Bay, back on Tuesday, 14 deaths to date. Looking forward to getting back to it. Yes. That's great to see New Zealand's going to be up and about and ready to go. They've done really well to get through it. It's a
strange thing. I've never seen Australia and New Zealand. We're very similar countries with very similar sort of traditions of mateship and egalitarianism. I've never seen us so different in our approach to the crisis. New Zealand has shut down so totally, and Australia hasn't. Peculiar.
There was a couple of New Zealand blokes who sued Jacinta Ardern saying she was only doing the lockdown for political gain. And someone went to the High Court, so I don't know what happened with that one.
Well, I think we're coming back on the same track, though. From what I understand, New Zealand will be very comparable to Australia as from next week. And
Annie Thompson's gone, thanks, Jim. I work in information management. I'd love it if they said the same thing. Then David McDonald's gone here. Jim needs to film himself taking out the bin. I don't know what that one is. Jim needs to film himself taking out the bin.
Taking out my rubbish bin?
Yeah, I don't know. Is it being a chat offline or something? I don't know what the context with that one is. Jim needs to film himself taking out the bin.
I take out my bin.
I don't know what's going
I just
on.
went and collected it just now before I came here.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there with that one as well. Then Sean Casey's gone, Stripe is a third-party provider that handles card transactions, but you have to enter the card details manually. Absolutely, Sean. So there's heaps of third-party app integrations we can have, maybe.
Yeah, we do that. It'd be nice if we could work out a way of doing it ourselves so it was all integrated in. I certainly think that, and that's why we should be moving towards.
Well, I think creating a custom, I don't know how, the IT guys will know a lot better, but creating a custom solution for that, which is just native to Jim's Jobs, might be a bit of work. If there's a third-party off-the-shelf thing, which can integrate, it's probably the quicker way to go.
It depends what the cost is.
Well, that's true.
Because our aim, our franchisees pay about $18 per month for what we call the technology fee. My aim is to actually have all the possible technology they want to be covered by that $18.
Yeah, it'll be an interesting one. Let's keep going here. Eric's gone, Gisborne is just down the road from my place. When you lose the bet, you can do my use place as well. So there we go. Then Then Jason's saying $1,000 should have included using a push mower. I don't know if you have a push mower.
I don't know how big Haydar's lawn is actually. I don't think it's that big though, because the house is so big.
Well, I think he's got an extensive garden, so maybe the gardening might put you under the pump a bit. I reckon. There's a lot of stuff to prune and roses to prune.
No, hang on. I said mow the lawn. It's saying you could prune your garden.
Oh, here we go.
Come on. No, he did say mow the lawn.
There we go. Mow the lawn. Mow the lawn. We'll hold it to that. Then Bella's gone here. Reasons for not doing service since Christmas. Not available in our area. Not available at the moment. We'll get back to you. Promise you we'll get back to you. When we asked for the money back, we were told that we would definitely get service and someone will call us, but that was 1 month ago. We will contact with you to do details. Thanks, Jim.
It's not so much we'll get back to you. What we actually say is that we will, if anybody becomes available in the near future, we'll let you know. But doesn't usually happen. So just to look, as I said, get back to me and I'll arrange a refund for you.
But thanks for letting us know as well, and we're sorry to hear about that. Dina Majon's gone, Jim and Joel, with the Gyms Plus, do people need to be franchisees, or can any person take those jobs? Asking for a friend.
Well, no, Gyms Plus is aimed at people who aren't franchisees. If you're a franchisee and you can do the service, you get it automatically. It's just you'd always get priority too. But it's only first of all, it goes to territory holder, then it goes to anybody in the region, then it goes to anybody in the division, but a different region, and then it goes to anybody who's in a different division within gyms. And only if all those say no does it go to outsiders. But that's what Gyms Plus is. And it's going pretty well. We've got about 18% of our unserviced leads being taken up by independent contractors. And actually some of them have become gyms too, which is really, really great.
So the answer is yes, they can.
That's how it happens. The first 3 is free, provided you give us your details, and after that you pay a lead fee.
So let's keep going here. Jason Pollock's got more lead feedback during current times. It's sad to hear some divisions are doing it tough, and I hope it picks up for them soon. I'm unfortunately getting a lot of unserviced on the Central Coast at the moment during these times. As all my franchisees are doing well, would love to service those clients, but don't unfortunately have enough franchisees. So people are prospecting for franchisees because they get heaps of leads.
Jason?
Jason's Pool Care up on the Central Coast. So there's a lot of people there as well.
Pool Care's a great division. It's going very, very well.
And Wade's gone, the founder of Jim's Group, not being able to mow. Who suggests such a thing? You can still do it.
Well, actually, not suggest I wouldn't do a good job. That's what I find a little bit...
Now, just on the live feed, Bella, who's the person with the voucher, I think there's someone offering Luke O'Neill, who's saying which area you're in, he can help him out. So which is great. So Luke's a mowing franchisee. They're up in Brisbane that way there. So if Luke can help him out, awesome, let us know.
Actually,
that's really nice.
if the job comes through, I will see if I can find someone to do it for you directly. Sometimes it's just a bit of...
Yeah, well, if Luke's in the area, Luke's going to help out, which is the offer on the thing, which is Luke O'Neill. So that's great. Thanks for that, Luke.
Put that with the voucher. Put his name in so I'll remember it.
There we go. Actually, yeah, on the voucher. Jenny Cameron, laser tag at the National Office for all staff once everyone is back working at the office.
Yes.
I know you wanted to build a laser tag, didn't you? Here,
I did.
A long time ago.
I did. But that was very, very self-indulgent it would have been. There's an arena about 10 minutes from here, so we can use that one.
No one would dare shoot Jim either.
Oh, yes, they would. I think the staff would take great delight in shooting me down like a dog. I have no doubt about that at all. There's no respect in this office for the powers that be.
Come
you
on.
think a bit of kowtowing and a bit of humility would be good. Nah, they treat me like garbage. Especially this guy.
Oh yeah, don't believe it when you hear. Dave McDonald, what will Jim be doing for Anzac Day?
Well, we can't go to Anzac Day service, can we? But
no.
I
think, some states Anzac Days, they're doing a Monday holiday. I know training is as well on the Monday, but live streaming training, so it's important that people know as well. We're actually live streaming the event again.
Yes.
For the whole training. If you
for those who want it, and most franchisors and divisions seem to like the idea, we're actually going to run a normal training. I'm going to be there like everybody else, and there'll be somebody in the audience, somebody who'd be like Ben or Jake, would actually be taking the questions from the people who are participating, and then call them out to me. So we're going to have it just like a real session.
That's it. That's what we're going to do. Then Wade's gone here. Google bin night. People are dressing up to take their bins out as clubs and pubs are closed. That's apparently the reference. I forgot about that. So there's people around Australia dressing up as something silly or whatever, and then taking out their thing, and they're getting a photo and posting it. So yeah, I don't know. If
I haven't heard that one.
Well, maybe you can just dress up as Jim. Chuck the old hat on, and there you go. You've done your bit.
Fake beard.
Fake beard. You've done your thing as well. Then Belinda Bixby's gone. My good friend manages at Jim's Dog Wash Perth. The grooming service looks great. Belinda London.
Yes.
It's really nice to hear.
It's good.
And then we go as well. Dave McDonald's the Facebook thing. People are so bored at home, they're taking out their bin and filming it. One guy was dressed as Steve Irwin taking out the notorious crocodile. And then we've got here, we've got other people getting here as well. There's a bin isolating group apparently. So there's a bin isolating Facebook group that started in Australia. It's gone wild with 1 million followers. Maybe you can do it for some marketing, Jim. Just show up. Put you in the bin isolating group to 1 million followers. Call Jim 131546 and we can get some traffic that way.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
We can maybe do that as well. Shane Ellis, is Jim's going to buy Virgin Jim's Airways? No, he's not. With that one, a few times going as well.
Me and the airlines, I don't know what this is going on about.
Yeah, there's no money in it, that one.
No, terrible business.
Terrible
business. And I thought it was a bad business before this latest crisis, and now Virgin's going under. I mean, goodness gracious. Which is a pity, actually. I like Virgin. I always fly Virgin if I can. It's got a very irreverent sort of feel to it. It suits me. It's in a way, strange way, even though it's Branson is British. It's kind of Australian. It's not as stuck up as most airlines.
Now with this, which night do you do your binge, Jim?
They go out Tuesday. They go out Tuesday for pick up on Wednesday.
So I might have to get you next week dressed up as
Well, I can always. It doesn't matter when I take the bin out. I can always pretend to take.
Well,
the bin
true.
out.
Well, that's true. Let's do that. How about we do that? Because that's not a bad one. They've got 1 million followers in that group, so we can actually post this is actual Jim from Jim taking out his bin.
Yeah, sure.
Get some traffic for that one. We'll do that. Then Dina Majone's gone. And what does it cost regarding Jim's Plus? What's the cost with Jim's Plus?
Well, there's a lead fee, which depends on the division. So some divisions, basically, you've got to pay at least the same lead fee as the Jim's guys. So for a mowing lead, it might be about $10 or $12. For something like antennas, it could be $35. So
yes,
it depends on the division. If you actually contact, you can look up Jim's Plus online and just go through and they'll answer any questions, tell you exactly how much every lead is. But like I said, the first 3 are free anyway, so you can get a chance to try it. The good thing about it compared with something like High Pages is you're the only person taking it. The bad thing about it is that if you do a poor service, you're not going to get any more work at all, no matter what you offer to pay us.
So there we go. Then Steve Durant, here's a new fencing franchisee. Hope all is well down there. Started my business training online today. Can't wait to get out there and stay safe. Steve has been really active as well online, which is great in our Facebook groups, and he's coming on board in fencing, so really, really cool. Then Eric's gone here. Jim's gym should be just about finished by now. What happened with the gym? I'm keen on that as much as anyone, that one.
Yes, well, we're still trying to get building permits and stuff. We've got permission from the council, but that's just the first stage. It just takes forever and ever. I mean, financially speaking, we're a bit screwed up right now, so we're going to really try and get it done by the end of the year if we can. And
we're going to hold off, but it'd be great to have it there, and we're going to have the logo and all that sort of stuff. And then Janine's gone here. Kayla has a suggestion. What about Jim's daycare? Question mark. You might say the national office sometimes a bit like daycare, won't you?
Yes. We don't do site-based stuff very well. It's a very different kind of business. See, whether you're actually doing lawn mowing or cleaning or antennas or dog wash, they're all very similar. Somebody calling us, come and give me a service, and we go out and do it. Actually, a site-based franchise is entirely different.
We had a request for daycare regarding prospects. Was the one time we've had it, remember?
Yes.
To do it here because it can be hard sometimes for people coming into.
But it's very heavily regulated environment and stuff. It's quite a challenging thing to do.
Yes, very, very, very. That's very true. Then Heather's gone. You need to do a bin isolation group video. So we'll look into that. We got a heap of comments about that. So if people can actually see the photo and know it's Jim from Jim's, I think it'll get a bit of traction. So we'll try and work that out there.
Yeah, I've got a hat around. Give me a fake beard or something like that.
Yeah, I think we need the fake beard.
Dress up as Jim's, and I'll put a Jim's a mowing uniform or something like that.
Yeah, we can do it. We hook something out. We can do a Jim skip bin if we have one around. We'll work it out. We'll sort it out. Don't worry about that.
I think wheeling out a skip bin would be a bit hard. They weigh too much.
No, you can put a skip bin on there. I don't know. You can chuck out something. I don't know what you'd chuck out. We'll try and think of something creative. If you have any ideas, put it in there. Someone said you should do it in a ball gown. Not going to be in a ball gown. I can't imagine that. It'll be Jim dressed up in the old vintage mowing gear. I reckon would be the way to go.
I like my image to remain macho. Thank you very much. Nothing. No cross dressing. No, thank you.
What size do you reckon, Wade?
Dressing up as a bikie, I'd be okay at, but not in the ball gown.
And we keep going. We'll try and do some of that. Then Denise Taylor's gone, hey guys, Jim's cleaning from Landsborough, Biawa. We're super busy and extremely happy. Love being part of the Jim's family.
Good
Only
stuff.
been in for a couple of weeks and flat out.
Good stuff.
I think
well
Denise,
done.
That's Gold Coast, I think, that area.
Yes.
That's great to hear for the new cleaning franchisees.
Look, the franchisees that are really following advice and taking on the new services and the disinfectant and stuff, remarkable stories how well they're doing. It's quite schizophrenic. You get people who are really, really hurting and so bad. And other people say, this is the best it's ever been.
Yeah, it's great to hear, and thanks for letting us know. I know Jim does appreciate the positive news as well.
I do too. I really like it. It lifts my day when I hear about a franchisee doing well. I love my 1 month...
1 month call, right?
My 1 month
or
emails. I send an email to everybody after 1 month, and they get back to me, and most of them are very positive and saying how great their franchisor is and all the rest of it, which is really good to hear.
And we have someone here with a comment, Derek, I'm interested in to remove hazardous, dangerous like asbestos. We have a hazardous waste removal division, Derek.
Good division, doing very well. And good money too.
That's it. So 131546 or the gyms.net website, Derek, if you're interested in that, and you can talk to the boys.
Absolutely, yes.
They'll help you out there. And then Wade's gone here. How is Jimda going for all the single franchisees? Are we still working at it? Remember the single franchisees thing you mentioned last week?
Well, I think it's a good idea. I mean, you can't do much dating at the present time, can you? I mean,
no.
But I reckon that'd be a good one.
It's a good name. It actually works pretty well.
I reckon if you actually went to all
be an app name. Hey,
all the single guys out there, because you're out
and
there
girls.
You're not some prissy indoor person who you're an outdoor. You're buff. You're muscled. You're fit. I mean, these guys would be great catches, ladies. I reckon.
And women as well. You have franchisees
and the ladies
well.
too. We've got some beautiful ladies who are out there. I don't know how many of them are single, but I reckon we'd have some really hot prospects.
I don't mind.
And a good income, and they're a good provider or whatever. I think it'd be great.
Could be one of the app names instead of Jim's Jobs or Jimbo. You could have Jimda. Hey Jimda, you just swipe right to get the lead, don't you? There you go. Swipe left if it's a bad one. Put it back. Derek Scotty, what's the number again? 131546. Derek?
131546.
Or gyms.net, you can lodge an inquiry via that as well. So what we're going to do tonight is we've got a few books here, which is great. So
we've had a few good comments, haven't we?
Well, we had some rippers on. We appreciate all the interaction, which was really, really good. Now, what do you want to? Which ones do you like the most? I want to give this one to someone because they helped to help out that lady on the feed, Luke O'Neill.
Yeah,
which is good.
Luke is good.
Luke, now you laughed at Wade's one. Now Wade's got books at left, right, and centre, and he's asked for a hat. Now
give him a hat. Give him a hat. Give him a hat.
All right,
book.
I wrote it down. So Wade, you're going to get a hat.
I like Jim's fencing. That was Jim's fencing, wasn't it?
Yes, that was
Olympics for Jim's fencing.
You generally had a good old chortle over that one. You had a good laugh.
I really like the idea of going in for a fencing competition.
No, it was a very clever, very clever way.
Clever idea.
You have a good one out of every 40. That was a ripper. Yeah. Don't worry about that there. So we've got a couple of other books here. What I'll do is I'll scan the DM. I'll scan the messages and I'll send you a DM and we'll get Jim to sign them for you as well. Same time next week, 7 o'clock. Training is on Monday. If you are a prospect thinking about it, get in because it's going to be live streamed.
Yep.
So 7 o'clock, guys, next week.
And only every 3 weeks. So if you don't get in on Monday, then you'll miss out for 3 more weeks. You can't have the live experience.
Well, that's it. The live experience is the ideal experience. There is an online opponent, but we want you to be there for the live because that's the only time we're going to be able to have them.
And then you can ask questions and you can give answers and you can just be part of the whole thing. I don't think it's too bad at all, actually.
And we'll try and do the bin isolation thing with Jim. Let's I don't know. We'll see how it goes. We'll try and make it fun. If you've got any ideas, punch it in. So same time next week, guys. Same for tonight, Jim. And thanks to everyone who watched and commented. It was really, really good. Lots of great feedback as always. We've got a few things to follow up on. So same time next week at 7 o'clock. Stay safe.
See you later.
See ya.